Hello and welcome to MarcusG.tv. I am Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today we're talking seafood. The specific term we're talking today is called bycatch. So bycatch is what happens when you catch fish and you catch other unwanted fish that are unusable. So for instance, you should know that the shrimping industry, and I feel this is on the light side, the shrimping industry reports that for 1 pound of shrimp they catch, that there's 4 pounds of unwanted catch, such as Mahi Mahi, sea porgies, snapper, crab, all these other things go into the nets. They go into the trawling nets. So what happens is they drop the net on the bottom, they drag the net along, and there's a mid-trawl, which is exactly what it sounds like, mid-water trawl, where they drop the nets halfway down and then pull across the ocean. It never touches the ground. Then they have what's called a trawler, or the basic trawler, so they drop on the ocean floor and then scrape the ocean floor and get all of the shrimp, valuable coral, sea life, habitat, and all the other fish. So what happens is, shrimpers go out, they drop their trawls in, they rake the bottom of the ocean. It's basically a rake at this point. They rake the bottom of the ocean with a net, get all this fish, it comes back up to the top, they get shrimp. It's nothing like the Forrest Gump movie where they pull up the nets and there's like 1 or 2 tires and a piece of metal and shrimp everywhere. It's nothing like that. It's mostly other fish. Remember, 4-to-1 ratio. And I feel that's a little bit on the light side because I've always read statistics that upwards of 7 to 9 pounds, and even up as high as 14 pounds. I read one statistic one time. But you know, the government really doesn't report, or they really don't report on enough on this, and I felt if they was more accurate, they probably would, because the Coast Guard has authority from 3 miles out to 200 miles out on fishing, and I don't know if they're exactly reporting everything that really happens. So, bycatch is the unwanted catch that happens that there's no use for. Now, the ocean is at a crucial point right now because we're really at a point where, you know, we're on the brink of destroying a lot of species. And at the same time, we're throwing away fish because this fish is unusable. It's basically dead, dying, and it gets thrown overboard. Am I correct, Rachel? You just did you just did a paper in college on this?
Yes.
And what was your take on this, or what was your findings?
They will find even healthy fish, and that could be like Mahi Mahi, as you said, that are also trapped that we use, but because it's not that industry, they completely throw it out.
Because they're probably not geared on the boats to even do anything with it, are they?
No.
They're just catching shrimp. They would probably have no idea what to do with a mahi, how to store it or anything like that. So they're not in it for that, are they?
Right.
So it all gets thrown back overboard.
Yeah.
Now this is a waste, a total waste. So now your question is, well, what can you do? Now, at my restaurant, I personally look for something that's called line-caught fish, where there's one line, one hook, one person catching. Mahi Mahi are caught this way, salmon are caught this way, a lot of fish are caught this way. Another term for it is troll caught, which is, you know, a little more elaborate than that, but not like long line where they string out hundreds of hooks on a mile-long line and let it sit there all day. So one hook, one line is key. Now, once you start with one hook, one line, one person, you're going to be supporting smaller families, because the big guys don't do that. The big guys buy the big boats, they get the sonar, and they track the fish, drop the nets, rake, scrape, and it's time to go. That's big industry. The small individual guys are the guys that are doing it right. Does this cost more? Absolutely, it costs more. Does it make sense? Yes, it does make sense. You're actually preserving, you know, farm life, basically, because these are small family day boats that are doing this, and you're preserving the ocean, which just makes sense altogether. So when you go out to a restaurant, if you're a chef, ask about bycatch. Ask how things are caught. It's very important. You can have wild salmon, you can have good wild products, but if they're caught wrong, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. I'm Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission, healthy chef dude. Thank you for tuning in to MarcusG.tv.